You have to find it within yourself. If I've got to tell you to get up, and I've got to tell you to go to work, and I've got to tell you to do everything, then until that person stops telling you, you're never going to be able to achieve anything. So that's the best piece of advice I've been given, is find it within yourself to be motivated. You've been blessed with a brain, heart for emotions, spiritual connections.
Left hook head, left hook body. Good. Body head. Good. And again.
So connect with like the positive forces in the world and find motivation to try and achieve something while you're here. That's the best piece of advice I think.
With only a couple of weeks left before Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul shake up the boxing world, Joshua isn't just preparing. He's committing to every session like a man perfecting a masterpiece.
There is a saying, I would say, there's a saying that a happy fighter makes a dangerous fighter, in the sense that if you put them in the right environment and their brain is receptive of what they're being taught, they're going to be more in tune with what they're going through. So I'm actually like, give me more, give me more, give me more.
That's his mindset in everything he does, whether it's training, whether it's work, whether it's helping other people. He just always wants to go that extra yard.
That's it. And again. Good. And again. Good. 2 more. 1 more of them. Good.
Over in Spain, he's plugged himself into the precision-focused training style of UNCUT team, sharpening every step, tightening every combo, and absorbing that slick, calculated rhythm that separates the great fighters from the elite ones. You can literally see the evolution happening in real time.
I'm just focused on myself. I'm confident in myself. Jake could be 10th. I'm confident in myself. That's what I'm saying. It's not about how he is. I just really I've got a good team. I've been through ups and downs. I've stood the test of time. I'm passionate. I'm hungry. And I'm still here ready to fight my heart out. So I'm confident in that.
This isn't some light training camp or routine tune-up. This is Joshua sharpening his blade, moving with more purpose, more speed, more precision. He's adding new layers to his style while staying locked in on the mission with absolute focus. As the hype gets louder and the spotlight intensifies, Joshua's approach stays simple. Improve, adapt, and show up sharper than ever before.
Good, sometimes fighters will have a silent agreement where it's like, all right, you're not going to punch, I'm not going to punch. And we're just looking at each other. I'm not that kind of fighter. I'm going to be putting pressure on you even when you're not punching. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with that type of pressure. It takes a seasoned type of athlete to know how to deal with that. Boxing is not just the punches you see, it's the feinting, it's the distance, it's the, oh my God, I threw that jab. Yeah, the intangibles. It's going to be really interesting to see how he deals with the intangibles in it.
And if this version of Joshua brings even half of what we're seeing in Camp to Fight Night, the whole arena is going to feel different. The tension, the buzz, the anticipation, it's all about to spike. But just when it looks like Joshua grinding away in Spain with that razor-sharp technical polish has already sealed the storyline, boom, Ryan Garcia jumps in, and suddenly the entire internet turns into a chaotic group chat. Now you got Ryan and his circle arguing, debating, throwing takes left and right like it's a midnight boxing podcast running on pure caffeine.
Like, look it, he loses to AJ. Where does he go from here? You know, like, who does he fight? You're gonna go back down to 135?
The problem is not that he loses to AJ. The problem is the way he's gonna lose to AJ might be life changing.
Right.
You know, so that's the real issue.
It could be life changing in many ways, right?
Yeah.
You know? See what he did in Nagano. You know, it's like. But then again, like, if he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out. Nobody really expects anything.
I'm sitting here just like you, listening to them go back and forth and thinking, how did we end up in a universe where people are seriously entertaining a Jake Paul miracle moment? They're throwing around words like chaos, destiny, once-in-a-lifetime shockwaves, and honestly, it's equal parts hilarious and nerve-shredding. On one side, you've got the analysts talking about AJ's camp like it's a blueprint for a calculated masterclass. Every detail dialed in, every second accounted for. And on the other side, you've got the chaos merchants painting this wild cinematic "what if the impossible happens" trailer. That clash, the precision versus the madness, is pure entertainment gold.
It's a whole different ball game. And when Jake gets hit by Anthony, like, do we even know how he can react to a big punch yet? We don't. He's never even got hit yet, like in a real fight. He's never taken a real punch. So that's what I'm saying. What are we about? Like, oh yeah, like AJ shot and he's getting knocked out a lot. But what about you? How are you gonna react when that big shot hits you? You think you're gonna snap back into it and know what to do? No, not gonna happen.
Just when we're soaking in that image of Joshua in Spain, grinding like a man on a mission, sharpening every edge with elite guidance, the whole conversation suddenly flips straight into Joe Rogan mode. And instantly, the vibe shifts from focused execution to full what universe are we even in right now energy. I'm sitting here with you thinking the exact same thing. Joe's basically saying, this matchup sounds like someone hit the randomizer on a boxing video game and didn't even bother checking the settings. And honestly, he's not wrong.
Realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division. Maybe we should watch the Francis Ngannou fight so you could see. Let's watch that real quick, just so you can see what Anthony Joshua is capable if he's fighting someone that's not in his league.
It's the kind of flavor that makes you lean in, blink twice, and ask yourself if this matchup is actually happening. Everyone listening can feel it. This is either going to be a discipline masterclass or the type of chaos that gets screenshotted and sent into every group chat on the planet. There's no middle lane here. The size difference, the experience gap, the clash of two completely different universes. It all feels like a blockbuster movie trailer, where every second screams tension, drama, and questionable decisions wrapped in expensive gloves. We're all pretending to stay logical, but let's be honest, logic dipped out the moment this fight became official. Now we're just strapped in, waiting to see whether this becomes a clean statement win, or a headline that melts the internet. And the craziest part? No matter which camp you're leaning toward, you can't look away. Because when even Joe Rogan sounds half stunned and half entertained, that's how you know this roller coaster is nowhere near slowing down.
I don't think there's any chance in the world, knowing what Anthony Joshua is a specialist at, he's a specialist at putting knuckles through your fucking brain, and that's what he's going to try to do to Jake Paul. And anything other than that, if from a 34-year-old Anthony Joshua, will make us all think it's a fixed fight. Whether or not Josh he can do it, whether or not, Jake Paul shocks the world and shows us that he really does know how to box really well and moves really good and uses his jab and blows us all away with a strategy and a lot of footwork and movement.
You can literally feel that strange mix of respect, disbelief, and nervous laughter hanging in the air. And that's the magic of this matchup. We're watching confidence collide with cold reality, hype crashing into hard-earned experience. Every voice in the room sounds half serious, half bracing for a plot twist straight out of a boxing drama. But one thing is crystal clear. Whether you're calm, panicking, or calling for a historic upset, you're locked in. And so am I. Because this isn't just a fight. This is a heavyweight soap opera with gloves on. And every second is part of the story.
Who sleeps? Anthony just sleeps?
If Jake Paul beats Anthony Joshua, it would be the biggest upset in the history of sports.
In the history of sports, correct?
Not just boxing, it's sports.
And
that'd be
Jake Paul,
crazy.
Bro, we'll never hear the end of it, ever. It'll be over. Jake Paul will be the greatest athlete of all time.
You believe that Jake Paul carries around with him a puncher's chance? Really? So he's got the ability, he's going to throw something from some weird direction. It's going to have so much power, and Anthony Joshua may not see it. And by the way, if he doesn't, it's going to connect him, even though it's a 12-ounce glove, and it's going to knock him out. Now, knock him down, I think you'd be going a little too far. I would definitely take your bet on that with no limit. But this isn't a knockdown game. You got to knock the guy out. You got to knock him down and then keep him there for an alleged count of 10, which could be any number, but it's an alleged count of 10.
You've got AJ rolling and steady, composed, fully locked in, while Jake's name alone sparks that chaotic blend of curiosity and disbelief. And let's be real, everyone's acting like they're not intrigued. But deep down, we're all watching this unfold like, how is this even happening? Joshua clearly isn't treating this like some light workout. And when you combine that with Joe's shocked reaction, it suddenly feels like the quiet before a storm you know is about to hit. It's like watching confidence and credibility shake hands in the strangest crossover episode imaginable.
Taylor, the tape of Paul and Joshua.
I was gonna say they got him to weigh a grade of 245. That's only like 7 pounds less.
Yeah, that's nothing. And there's some sort of a rehydration clause. Listen, kids, it ain't gonna matter. You know, there's not a chance that Anthony Joshua is not going to just lose the weight beforehand. He's not going to come in drained. What he's going to do is just do extra cardio, and that's just going to make him more dangerous. He's going to be terrifying, and he's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to be very angry that Jake Paul wants to fight him.
And just when Joe's tone has you stuck between disbelief and straight-up popcorn mode, Chael Sonnen steps in like the sport's ultimate mythbuster, calm, sharp, and somehow roasting people without even raising his voice. I'm listening to him break down the whole "this fight won't happen" crowd, and it honestly feels like he's addressing every comment section warrior who types "mark my words" like it's an Olympic event. And you already know what he's hinting at. This isn't some imaginary headline cooked up for clicks. This is big money, big ego, big stakes, all smashing into each other in real time. But the best part? Chael's logic flip. He basically asks, if Jake pulls out, who's he going to tell? Himself? Is he scheduling a board meeting with his own reflection? The way Chael turns that into a philosophical stand-up routine is pure gold. And here we are, watching the internet try to debate a man who uses common sense as a finishing move, and somehow makes it look effortless.
If you believe that Jake Paul is going to pull out of that fight, might even do it the day of, correct? Okay. Who would he pull out to? He is the promoter. Who would he call? Does he send an email to himself? Does he send a text message to himself? Does he schedule a meeting, come in and sit down, cross the table and look in the eye himself? Like, it's the part that is the most fascinating about the whole thing, is that Jake would be the one to be the skunk at the garden party.